Hello, everyone. Welcome to our TFA Inspiring Stories series. I'm Selena, a communication specialist intern for TFA or the Fit Club Academy. TFA is an official ACE education partners. TFA is dedicated to equipping trainers with high quality education and credentials. I'm joined here by an ACE certified trainer, Priya, today. Her fitness journey and story will inspire many of you. Great to have you, Priya. So, Priya, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your fitness background?
Okay, sure. I started with this as a Zumba trainer. And then I went on to realize that this is not really helping me much. And that was one of the reasons I added on more certifications. I went on to do Pilates. That was my next course. And then I felt, yes, that's making some difference in my life as an instructor as well. And then I went on to do yoga, which I felt was very required. And then I did my strength and conditioning with TFA. And apart from that, I also did my A certification, that is the personal training. And yeah, that's about it.
Where are you currently based and what clients do you usually work with?
Okay, so currently I am in Bangalore, and my patients are usually diastasis recti and umbilical hernia patients. Currently, I'm catering to them. So yeah. So apart from
What
that, I also have some personal training clients. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
okay. What inspired you to pursue the ACE certification?
So after I did my Zumba, I felt that there is something that is lacking. So as far as the cardio requirements were met, but then when I felt that my strength and my muscles are getting pretty weak, and this was one of the reasons for me to venture into other fitness programs. So I went to a gym and tried different things. And that's when I realized that how important is your strength training. So this was one of the major reasons why I took up other courses apart from my Zumba fitness.
What is something you wish you knew before you were ACE certified?
No, I think learning has been fun. So I feel every time I take up a course, there's something new that I learn about fitness. I learn new about a human body and the requirements. So I think I've been on the right track so far. So yeah.
What was the most interesting thing you learned when pursuing your ACE certification? You mentioned learning about the human body and how our muscles kind of work.
Yes, and one thing that I learned from ACE is this that different body have different requirements. So it also say an obese patient might need a different kind of a workout. And a diastasis umbilical hernia patient might need something else. And maybe a pregnant woman, her needs are very different and the way you make them exercise. And then you have special categories like BP patients, another heart problem, people with heart issues. And there are kids, how should we make them work out? So ACE really helps us to understand different categories, their needs, their bandwidth, as in how much can they push themselves to. So these are the things that really make a lot of difference.
How did ACE open new job opportunities for you?
Definitely ACE opens a lot of job opportunities because for me, when I go and tell people that, I am an ACE certified personal trainer, the kind of respect that you get is way, way different. That is because the reason is the knowledge that you have gained when you have done this program and this course, basically. So, definitely the ventures are, the job opportunities are quite high. And along with that comes the respect that you have finished your ACE certificate. So they look upon you basically.
What was the most challenging aspect of preparing for your ACE exam?
Well, I got lucky because I had a friend in Canada who helped me. So we both were teaching each other ACE, the whole course program. So that was not very much difficult for me. So that was a smooth sailing for me at least. Yeah. But otherwise, I know that people go through a lot. I also did help few of my other friends to clear this exam as well. So yeah, when you start learning, that is when you get to know the depth of everything. And you definitely need somebody who already understands this pretty well. Now, I was able to pick up things that's because I have done various courses. Like I've finished my Pilates, my yoga, so that helped me understand the human body and the human anatomy. But otherwise, you definitely need guidance. It is not something you just, open your laptop or your tab and you just learn and you teach yourself. You definitely need a good guidance. And as far as I know, TFA Academy has been in this field for quite some time. And I have also learned a lot of things from them. I finished my strength and conditioning with them itself. So I know the kind of depth that they get into. So it will not be just the chalk and the talk methods. They get into the examples and teach you pretty well. So yeah, you need guidance for ACE, of course. Yes.
Yeah. What was the most rewarding aspect of completing your ACE exam?
It's a kind of a tough one, and not much people were able to clear back then. So it was like kind of a proud achievement. And the next thing was I was very excited that now I can train people. Like, I have the confidence, more confidence to train people. So yeah, so this was the thing.
How did the ACE curriculum prepare you for real world training?
Any day, any course can never prepare you for a real day training, to be honest. And it is only when you get on the ground. Now, that again depends upon the person. Whatever you have learned, how you apply it to the real world is the question. So, ACE definitely has helped a lot in terms of knowledge and, understanding the muscle structure, understanding the working knowledge of the whole thing. So yes, so now you have to just put it in place. So yes, it's helped a lot.
What advice would you give somebody considering the ACE certification?
Highly recommend people to do A certification. I mean, if I was allowed, I would ask everybody to do the A certification. That is because people are so ignorant about the bodies, I mean, their own bodies and other people's as well. So, only when you understand, get into the depth of the muscles, the age group, the categories, where you learn to differentiate people. Because every human body is very different. So, I might have a different issues. My back is a little bent forward. Someone might have something else. Their lumbar spine might have issues. So you need to understand a person's issues first. And only then you will be able to give them a correct advice and the correct exercise as well. So yes, I would highly recommend all the instructors to do ACE, because that will really help you to understand what exactly are you teaching them.
What is the most rewarding part of your fitness journey now that you're ACE certified?
The rewarding part, I would say, the feedback that I get from my clients. So that is very rewarding, because you start this journey to make a difference in somebody's life. And when you get to hear that back, that yes, that there is a lot of difference, and then they have gained a lot. Maybe they would have lost few inches and they would have got some strength back. So these are the rewarding things that I personally feel makes a lot of difference to me. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you remember, what was the most positive piece of feedback that you got from one of your clients?
So one of the positive feedback that I got, there were many. So my favorite, if you ask me, it's more like, you know, I am able to follow all the rules and regulations or all the methods to, activate your core in my daily life. So even when I'm walking, so I'm able to see the difference. I have seen the reduction in my waistline, and I'm able to do things much more, properly, or rather, easily bend, sit, get up. These are daily, of course, activities for daily living, but people do have trouble doing this as well. So when they came and told me that they are able to do all of this, so that is a satisfying moment for me.
Yeah, besides gaining more knowledge about the human body and how diverse people's needs are, how do you think the ACE certification made you into a better fitness trainer?
As I did mention, that ACE covers lot of things, as in different kinds of patients who are suffering from cancer, or there are also patients who have just undergone, they have just had their surgeries, or so everything is covered in ACE. So all the different kinds of categories that you come across, or people with postural issues, everything is addressed there, which gives you a good insight into what exactly things you can make them do, things that you should avoid, and exercise which is going to help them, the methodology. So, yes. So, it really helps in understanding people and giving them the proper exercise.
What do you think was the most important thing that you learned from the ACE curriculum? Something that you definitely would not have known had you not pursued the certification?
Yes, one thing that I learned is that you are not the doctor. You don't prescribe medicines and you don't give them exercises. So basically, what you do is somebody who has gone through a surgery, don't become a doctor and start advising them. If you're not a nutritionist, don't start giving them advice on nutrition. So there are few things that you can do, there are few things that you cannot do. And there are also laws that we understand about ACE. So that was something that I never knew about a lot of forms and all of that that you need to ask your clients to fill them up. And there are few rules and regulations. So yeah, these were the things that I understood from ACE certification.
So Venus also told me that you also have children. So how do you manage to balance your life as a fitness trainer with being a mother?
It's always a support from all the ends. It can't be just a one man show. So of course my kids are there to support me, help me. So they do their work. They don't also, in fact, watch and learn. So yes. So it's not been very difficult. So because I have like, supporting families. So yeah.
I'm very glad to hear that your family is really supportive. You mentioned something about wanting to get kids involved in fitness too. How do you think today's fitness trainers can do that?
First thing, it's always about you can't just talk and convey things to people. It's always what they see basically. So when you see your mother, your parent, or anybody in your family who is so fitness oriented, so they themselves feel the need that, you inspire them in a way where they themselves try and do things on their own. They just watch you and they do it. They emulate you basically. So in today's generation, again, it's always, the practical approach which is always going to work. That is, they see, they get inspired, and they join you. So that is how it works. And I don't think there is any other way other than that. And information is one important thing. So if they have the right information, they surely would want to at least give it a shot. So yes.
It's really interesting because you mentioned how getting the ACE certification equipped you to deal with clients that were suffering from issues such as cancer, spinal issues, the likes of those. How did ACE prepare you to help those sort of clients?
So the in-depth knowledge that ACE has is what helps you prepare. So the do's and the don'ts. So these are the things that are mentioned very clearly in your ACE book when you go and study. So that really helps you to understand the patient first, and how much can you push them. So these are the things. And the risk that you can take and the risk that you should not take. So that really helps, that how much can I push my patients, or how much can I push my clients basically.
And do you believe that had you not pursued the ACE certification, you wouldn't be able to work with those types of clients?
Definitely not. That is definitely not possible. So it's like there are people who do that, but I would not really recommend, because understanding a patient or understanding the person that you're working with, you create a bond with them. And somebody you love, you will not, definitely not take a risk with. So it's always better to have an in-depth knowledge of whatever you pursue or you take up basically. So yes, ACE definitely is needed. I would highly recommend that.
So you mentioned that you took the strength and conditioning mentorship program at TFA. What at TFA stood out to you? What makes it different from other fitness programs in India?
There is a difference. Some just sell certifications. Just do this certification and you can start working, you can start earning. And then there are certain organizations who believe that the students that we are sending out are not just students who are just going to go and take training. It's more like we're going to prepare them. So we're going to give them all that is needed in terms of proper mentorship, being there for them whenever they are coming up with doubts. That helps them to get back and understand the concept in a clear way. And when you understand a concept in a very clear way, you will be able to give the same knowledge to the other people. So I think that's where TFA is different, where they're not just, churning out students. Instead of that, they are literally making an instructor in a proper way, so which will make difference in other people's lives.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. What is one piece of advice you give to anyone, any fitness trainer thinking, well, I don't need like a lot of in-depth knowledge because I'm just there to help somebody get fit? What would you say to that?
I don't think the statement itself is correct, that I don't need enough knowledge, let me just help somebody, become better. You can't help somebody become better when you yourself don't know what is better all about? So it's very important to know what you're teaching, very important to understand what you're teaching. It can't be, because as I said, everybody is different, every person has a different challenge. So probably I may not be able to even bend and pick up a pen from the floor, or I may not be able to hold a bucket of water. So all these things are nothing but, it just shows that you're lacking in strength or you're lacking in flexibility. So if you don't know what you are going to help a person with, so there's no point. You're not really helping them. And knowledge is very important. And I think the right kind of certifications will help you get that.
So you mentioned something about how it's amazing when you have that in-depth knowledge because you can share that with your client. How do you share that knowledge with a fitness client without overwhelming them with advanced kinesiology or science?
Definitely, we don't speak to our clients about kinesiology or any of those scientific words that we have learned. So when I say that, you have to bend your, knees, that's use simple languages so that they are not overwhelmed. They're not here to learn from you. So when I said learning about a client is you learn about the client. The client doesn't have to understand. The client only has to understand what is the exercise that he needs to do and where is it that he needs to feel. So you will use simple terms like, feel it on the back of your thighs. You will not say hamstrings. So you will say thighs instead of using the names of your muscles. So keep it simple, keep it clean, and you will do a great job.
Where do you see your fitness career going in 5 years now that you're ACE certified?
So my goal has always been to help those sick patients who don't want to come out of their houses to go to a gym because they are already overwhelmed with the diseases that they're going through. So, I want to be able to reach to as many people as possible, help them become, if not very fit, fit enough to face their life in a very smooth manner.
What was the hardest client that you've had to work with, if you have a story?
Few of them, and that is because some of them are not really open to learn, but they still want to come because that's everybody is going to a class or a gym, so let me also try. I don't want to, like, name people or all of that, but yeah, so people do come with their own issues where they don't want to listen to somebody giving them instructions. So that becomes a little difficult when you have to make them do certain things for their own benefit. So, yes, I don't want to, like, drag that part of it.
Do you find that it's still hard to get clients to be motivated to do certain exercises or do certain things even after they know you're ACE certified and that you're credible?
You will always come across such people who will be having their own thought process, just as I mentioned now. So that will be there. And definitely ACE prepares you to understand a client. And it ACE also helps you to understand what exactly is bothering the client. So how are you going to address that? Even that is mentioned. As in, you need to sit, speak with the client, understand them, that what is the reason that they are not willing to learn something or not willing to do a certain exercise. So yes, talking helps a lot, understanding helps a lot. So that is like, breaking down the whole course that we are talking about right now.
Yeah, that's great advice. Talking and listening is definitely something everyone should do more often. Last question is, if you could just describe your ACE journey in one word, what would it be?
Amazing.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Well, it was great interviewing Priya, and we hope that this story inspires you.
Bye bye, see you.